So Main Street Waterloo is a nonprofit organization. Our mission is that we're dedicated to enhancing the vitality of our downtown center through historic preservation, economic development, and community engagement. We really are working to promote downtown as a great and safe place to live, work, and play. A couple of questions that I get regularly just in conversations and during these presentations is, are you a city department, or what's your role with the city? And I just like to make sure everyone understands that we are not a city department. We are our own entity, but we do work closely in partnership with the city to ensure that the downtown is thriving and that everyone has a place of opportunity. I also often get asked, what's the difference between Gross Cedar Valley, Experience Waterloo, and Main Street Waterloo? And looking at the big picture, Gross Cedar Valley is really looking at recruiting businesses and employees and people to live and have their business in the entire Cedar Valley. And then Experience Waterloo is working to bring visitors to our city, the city of Waterloo, and truly experience everything that the entire community has to offer. And then Main Street Waterloo is doing both of those things, but specifically for the downtown. So we have great partnerships with both of those organizations, and it does seem like we're doing several similar things. They're doing it on a little bit broader basis, and we're doing it specifically for the downtown. I love working with them, and we partner on several different projects. So our downtown, this is our downtown district. If you can, and the map is a little bit hard to read because it was done by the city for another project, but the blue lines are our downtown district. Our district is 9.5 square miles. This is probably the largest downtown district in the state of Iowa, defined district in the state of Iowa, and in the maybe top 5 in the nation. Our district goes from Walnut Street to Washington Street on that east or north side of the river. And you got the railroad tracks at 6th Street over to 3rd. And then when we cross the river, it's the railroad tracks all the way over to the TechWorks campus. And we do cross the highway over to South Street and bring in the Grout Museum District as well, because it's part of our cultural and arts district. Most districts our size would split up into multiple smaller districts. But as you look at the map, the natural break would be the river. And there's been so much work done and continuing to be done to unite both sides of the river that that's not something we're interested in ever looking at doing. So rather than splitting us up, we are going to continue just to have one of the largest districts and do a ton of work to make sure that we're all united and working together and sharing our story. So I've mentioned kind of a bigger picture a couple of times. So when we look at things, people ask me, Main Street, you're not on Main Street. Why are you called Main Street? It's because we're part of a bigger organization and initiative, Main Street America. And this is a nationwide effort that ensures everyone has access to a vibrant and thriving local economy, which is rich in character and features inviting public spaces. In an era when many people had given up hope about the commercial and cultural viability of downtowns across the nation, and when suburbs and shopping malls and those big box retailers were really dominating the American landscape, a grassroots effort was developed and came together over the last 4 decades that has become the Main Street movement to really save those struggling downtowns. In partnership with organizations and leaders at the local, city, and state level, as well as the national level, they work to protect the historic character of cities and towns across the country. Main Street empowers the communities to set their own destinies and offers a roadmap for locally owned, locally driven prosperity. Established as a program of the National Trust for Historic Preservation in the 80s, I believe even in 1980, Main Street has helped over 2,000 communities across the country bring economic vitality back to downtown while celebrating their historic character and bringing the communities together. Reinvestment is on the rise, and since becoming this data is as of December 31st, 2021, so I can have it be consistent across all the numbers I'm going to share here. So since 1980, Main Street America has reinvested $95.33 billion locally. 314,000 buildings have been rehabilitated in downtowns across the country. 161,000 new businesses have opened, net new businesses have opened in downtowns across the country. And that has netted 717,000 new jobs. For every dollar a community spends to support the operation of a Main Street program, there is $19.34 in new investment that occurs within that downtown. So then kind of scaling it down and looking a little bit more locally, across the country, most of the states have a coordinating program or some group who really helps all of the Main Street communities within the state. We have a coordinating program that is called Main Street Iowa. And in 1985, the Iowa legislature adopted Main Street America's Main Street approach model and established Main Street Iowa as a program of the Iowa Economic Development Authority. Today, Main Street Iowa is recognized as one of the most successful Main Street programs in the nation. There are currently about 55 communities in the state of Iowa that have successfully completed a competitive application process and commit to exceptionally high standards for downtown economic development. Using the Main Street approach, communities capitalize on the unique identity, assets, and characters of their historic commercial districts. Looking at the numbers here in Iowa, $2.4 billion has been reinvested in Iowa downtowns since 1985. 13,000 buildings have been rehabilitated. 5,000 net new businesses have been started in downtowns, which has created a net of almost 16,000 new jobs. Oops. Main Street is a leading voice for preservation-based economic development and traditional commercial district revitalization. Working together with local leaders, they've implemented practical management strategies, resulting in fundamental change. So looking at Main Street Waterloo's numbers, we've been a Main Street community since 1996, and we work with more than 200 businesses and 100 property owners in that 9.5 square mile district that I shared a moment ago. Our recent efforts have focused helping people understand the value and history of downtown Waterloo. Over the past few years, through partnerships, huge strides have been made to bring back the vibrancy of downtown Waterloo. This is an effort not only by our organization, but the city, developers, business owners, residents, visitors, and volunteers. Since becoming an accredited Main Street community in 1996, $134 million of private investment has been invested into our downtown. 314 buildings have been rehabilitated, 239 net new businesses, 596 net new jobs, and we have seen more than 90,000 volunteer hours. I want to say, I forgot to update my number, but I think we're at like 3,200 for 2022 so far. So that number will definitely grow with all of the volunteer work that has been done. When you look at the value of volunteer time being about $29.95 per hour for 2022, this is a value of $66,000. And we're wrapping up the year, but we still have plenty of volunteer opportunities between now and the end of the year. Main Street Waterloo recognizes all of the work and investment that has been done and has worked hard to fly the W and share the stories of downtown projects, businesses, and stories to help make the community aware of the value of downtown Waterloo and the history it offers. So the Main Street approach is a time-tested framework for community-driven comprehensive revitalization. Utilizing the Main Street approach, we are able to create a place of shared prosperity, equal access to opportunity, and inclusive engagement. We work to capitalize on the unique identity, assets, and character of our two historic commercial districts. Our design council creates an inviting, inclusive atmosphere celebrating historic character and fostering accessible, people-centered public spaces. Our Economic Vitality Council works to build a diverse economic base, catalyze smart new investment, and cultivate a strong entrepreneurship ecosystem. Our Promotions and Marketing Council markets the district's defining assets, communicates the unique features through storytelling, and supports the buy local experience. And our Organization Council builds leadership and strong organizational capacity. They ensure the broad community engagement and forge partnerships across sectors. These 4 points and our 4 councils work together to articulate a focused, deliberate path that is called the transformation strategy. Through meaningful community engagement and market analysis, these help guide all of our programs' work. As small positive changes start taking place, and as the revitalization initiatives consistently meet its goals, public attitudes begin to change. In fact, of all the things needed to strengthen a Main Street district, perhaps the most important one is shifting public attitudes about the district from negative to positive. We work with the community to understand their vision for downtown Waterloo. Utilizing the 4-point approach, we are then able to demonstrate quantitative and qualitative outcomes. So now getting into all that there is to do, or lots to do, in downtown Waterloo. If you can't tell, since I've phrased it this way, I'm trying to get you to remember the logo and the slogan, lots to do in downtown Waterloo. In 2020, we launched a Lots to Do campaign, which is a video series that highlight businesses and the owners telling their story and adding to the story of downtown Waterloo. We showcase a business to demonstrate how much there is to do in downtown Waterloo regularly. I think we've done about 12 so far, with one that should be getting go live before the end of the year. And then we have a plan to do another 12 next year, hopefully. So when you think about what is there to do in downtown Waterloo, people are like, there's just not, I've heard the comments, there's nothing to do, there's no retail, there's nothing except for the events in the summer. But I want to share this slide. As we tell the story of the retailers and the attractions and the events, we are proud to showcase that there really is a lot to do in downtown Waterloo. We have more than 25 retailers, restaurants and attractions. There's 15 salons, spas, and barbershops, and 39 different service providers, as well as the more than 20 bars and nightlife. There's something for everybody. I also like to share this slide because one of the comments when I ask people, what do you want to see in downtown Waterloo? One of the first things they always say is retail. So if you look at this, this is a bunch of the retailers that we have in downtown Waterloo. There's more than you think, from books to jewelry to handmade crafts to beauty products. Genesis Studio Spa sells handmade goods from across Iowa, jewelry, candles, teas, and lotions. Basil, when in season, they sell plants. The Waterloo Public Library has a bookstore that's handled by their friends of the library. The Soul Book Nook offers new and used books, coffee, and pastries. And the Finery, some people just know them for their wedding gowns, but they have an entire upper level that is a trendy boutique with clothes and shoes and accessories for women. And a recent addition to downtown Waterloo is Lisa Lou's Beauty Boutique, offering women's apparel and accessories. To celebrate the retail that we do have in downtown Waterloo and the holiday season, each year, starting in November through Christmas, we host Shop Downtown Saturdays. And this is a time where if we have property available, we invite pop-up shops to join us. So this year we have 13 pop-up vendors that are in 4 locations that have joined our more than 20 retailers for the holiday season. So you can come and you can find pretty much everything you need for your holiday shopping and to get ready for hosting your holiday event. And just to have a fun day of bouncing around downtown Waterloo. So a lot of us here, and it's really focused around Shop Small Saturday. We hear about Black Friday, Shop Small Saturday, Cyber Monday. But we really encourage you to shop local all year long. And this is just kind of a little reminder of when you shop local, how it impacts our community. If each of us were to spend $100 a year or more in locally owned businesses instead of those big box stores or chain stores, it would put an extra $3 million a year into our local economy and create thousands of jobs. So it's going to keep that money in our economy. We really celebrate the uniqueness of our community. We're supporting local jobs. We're helping the environment because they don't have to ship as far, encouraging that sense of community. You're conserving your tax dollars. You're benefiting from local expertise, and you're buying from your friends and family usually. You're investing into entrepreneurship, and you're helping make this community a destination. We really encourage you to buy local, buy handmade, buy from people you know. And remember, the big box stores don't do that little dance or happy jig when they make a sale, but I can guarantee a lot of these locally owned businesses are. Oops. Must have put a little, oh, I made it pretty. Also during the holiday season, besides our Shop Downtown Saturdays, we host Winter Wonderloo. This is an event that has transitioned over the past couple of years. Our friends at Experience Waterloo have taken over the tree lighting, and the past 2 years have done an absolutely amazing job making a very family friendly and exciting event for the community. So they handle the tree lighting and they kick off the holiday season. We then take it, and it's Winter Wonderloo, a season of celebration. And we try to celebrate and have activities from that weekend after Thanksgiving all the way through Christmas. We host visits with Santa. This is something we started last year and are continuing this year. So rather than having Santa only come to downtown Waterloo on one Saturday, he's here every Saturday between Thanksgiving and Christmas. We also have been gifted a magical mailbox. So if you know any kiddos who want to write a letter to Santa, and actually last year we got a few adults, so if you guys are on board for it too, we have a magical mailbox where you can send your letter to Santa. And if all of the information is included, you'll get a letter back from Santa as well. And that's actually currently located by the big Christmas tree in downtown at Anton's Garden at 4th and Sycamore. And that's where Santa visits are as well. We have a coloring contest that's going on. Typically, when we're in our space, we like to decorate our windows and showcase all of the pictures being decorated. This year for this month, we don't have an office space, but they will all be posted online for everyone to see and enjoy. And they're actually currently decorating my home for the holidays, but it's great. It's an opportunity for the kids to color and participate in something very easy and free during the holiday season. We have those pictures online on our website, on social media, as well as at several of the downtown business restaurants who have kids meals and see kids come in for dinner. We are also hosting a cookie decorating contest, which we're excited about. This is online only. This is something for you to do with your family and friends. You do it at home, you take a picture and you submit it, and then we'll get those posted online. And the community will vote. The winner will win by the number of likes and shares and comments on their particular cookies. And we're partnering with Rockets on this one, and they have some amazing kits. So if you don't feel like you're a cook, you can go to Rockets, you can get the cookies and all the decorations, and then go home and decorate them yourselves. There's also an event coming up with the UAW, and they're going to be decorating cookies too, where if you go and you participate in that event, you can take pictures of those cookies and submit them too. We're just encouraging some family time and creating a new tradition for families and friends to do together. We also have a holiday scavenger hunt and task list. So different things that you can do in downtown that you can do with your family to create some memories. Then you submit pictures, and the people who submit the most pictures gets the most points, and they would win prizes as well. And we've also partnered with some of our downtown establishments who host music to do a winter concert series. So each November 26th, December 3rd, and December 17th, we've partnered with different businesses to host a band, and then we have a holiday contest as well. So on the November 26th, we were at Jameson's and we hosted a Decorate Your Beard contest. I think I got some of those pictures posted. It was a ton of fun. People put decorations and lights and all sorts of fun stuff in their beards. And then they got to win, or the winners were chosen by a round of applause. Last week, we partnered with the Screaming Eagle, and they hosted a food frenzy food drive for the food bank. So really trying to help people make a donation to the food bank and bring people into the business. And then on the 17th, we are at the Loft with an ugly sweater party. So if you guys feel like getting dressed up and having some merriment, you could join us on the 17th at the Loft for some live music and then showcase your ugly sweater for some prizes. I know I saw one of our planning team members on this call. A new event that we also added is the 12 Bars of Christmas that some of the adults are excited about. So make sure we have some fun for the kiddos, but have some fun for the adults. And this is just to encourage people to come visit some of those downtown establishments that they may not be aware of. So it's the 12 Bars of Christmas. It's a fundraiser for Main Street Waterloo. $12 to participate. You get a goodie bag as well as 12 drink specials. And we're encouraging everybody to dress up, and we have prizes for the best dressed. There's a scavenger hunt task list for you to do as you participate for prizes. And then we'll also be doing a 50-50 raffle drawing. So 50% of the money will go towards whoever wins, and the other 50% will come back to Main Street as part of our fundraiser. And then we do have some other fun prizes included to draw for. So it'll be more than just one winner that day. And if I didn't say, that is this Saturday, the 17th. You can register online or that day. So Winter Wonderloo is just one of the many events that we host throughout the year. We host more than 20 events in a given year that span probably around 32 days and attract more than 40,000 people to our downtown. Events such as Funky Junkaloo, Touraloo, our Main Street Sweep, Friday Loo, the Food Truck Festival, Downtown Trick or Treat, and Winter Wonderloo. I know there's several that I missed, but those are the ones that we're probably most known for. These events help to position downtown as the center of community and the hub of economic activity while creating a positive image that showcases our unique characteristics. Our strategic events bring vibrancy to the district, support our businesses, shape perceptions, and make people fall back in love with our downtown. Something that we're really excited about that our Economic Vitality Council put together is in May, we hosted our first golf tournament, which all of the money that was raised from this went to a grant program, which we named the Downtown Impact Grant. So this is a grant that any business who has been in business for the past year in downtown Waterloo was eligible to apply for. And we have gone through the application process and had some amazing projects. We picked the top selections based off of a set scoring matrix. And we had the top ones present to the Economic Vitality Council last week. And based off of those presentations and questions that were asked of them, there was some scoring done. And we are excited that we get to award our first Downtown Impact Grant. And we have not announced it to the public yet, so I don't get to share who it is. The business does know who they are, and we'll be holding a press conference and check presentation next Friday at 4:00. So that's December 16th. So this is a program that we're really excited about. As much as we're a nonprofit organization and we apply for grants and we need the money to be able to do stuff, we want to do anything that we can to help the businesses. And it's just one small way we can do that. So tune into our Facebook page and watch for that press release, because the community will be invited to that press conference on Friday, the 16th at 4:00. How can you get involved with Downtown Waterloo? My biggest ask for each one of you is to support local all year long, not just during the holiday season. You hear the marketing push during the holiday season, but these businesses, they need your help all year long. These are your friends, your family, your neighbors, and these businesses are who regularly are reinvesting into our communities by sponsoring events and donating to Little League teams. For every $100 you spend at a local business, about $68 stays right here in our community in some way. So small independent retailers return more than 3 times as much per dollar of sales into the local economy as those chain or big box businesses. Selfishly, I would love for you to join one of our 4 councils or subcommittees, volunteer at our events, and consider sponsorships or donations. Being a nonprofit and volunteer driven, everything that we do is done through sponsorships and donations. If there is an admission fee to an event, it's to help us pay for that event so we can continue to raise money to keep our organization going. And that is all I have. I'm hoping there's questions and more that I can share through those questions. So I'm going to stop sharing so I can make sure I see all your faces, but please, I'm open to hear anything and answer anything I can.
Well, I don't see any questions in the chat yet, so we'll give all of you that are listening today a chance to throw some questions in there if you have one. I just thought a couple things really stuck out to me, Jessica, that I'm sure probably stuck out to everyone else, but I have loved that how is it? Lots to do in downtown Waterloo logo.
Yeah.
I've been seeing that on social media and around, and I just think that's clever and easy to remember, and also, I don't know, fun to see. One of the questions that I had was, could you talk about maybe any recent changes or updates to downtown that maybe it's been in the news and people have, we've just missed it, but I know you mentioned a lot of things in your presentation, especially what's going on around the holidays and lots of exciting stuff. But anything maybe specific that wasn't mentioned as far as just a recent change or update?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I would need probably 2 hours to go through everything that's been going on in downtown, to be honest. The city has been making huge investments into the downtown, and it's only going to make our community better, and it's creating some really great destination attractions. The biggest project that's happening, that's getting ready to wrap up, that has probably impacted your visits to downtown Waterloo, is the 4th Street Bridge lighting project. This is going to be, it's going to be mind-blowing. I don't think anybody realizes exactly what this project is going to be when it's completely done. But the 4th Street Bridge has been closed for several weeks, and 3 towers on each end of the bridge have been installed, and those light up and change colors. They're also installing lights in the pedestrian bridge, so that canopy is going to light up in different colors. And then they've also installed lighting on the underside of the bridge that's going to shine down on the cascading water from the dam. And all of these are going to communicate together. It's going to flow, and it's going to be able to put on a light show. So at different points during the year, we'll be able to add this to maybe the mayor's fireworks or My Waterloo Days or Irish Fest, and there will be an actual light show. You know, kind of think of a small fireworks show or laser light show type situation where we can enjoy, and you can be completely immersed in it because you're standing inside that bridge. Communities that have done stuff like this, it's really become a destination, and this has been a great investment into our downtown as well as just a big passion project of Mayor Hart's that's going to be amazing. We're hoping to launch it before the end of the year. Weather and construction delays have played into it, but timing is looking good right now. Another big change coming that will be going on for quite some time and isn't going to go anywhere is what I was a part of presenting last month with the Veterans Way project. So you've got all these different elements along 4th Street that are tying the Sullivan Brothers Museum to Sullivan Park that are honoring veterans in some way. So one of the things that is happening right now that we're involved with is all of those historic light poles along 4th Street have arms, and we're looking to put banners honoring veterans on those. So you can purchase those, and they will go up, and they'd be up from Veterans Day from Memorial Day through Veterans Day, so all summer long. And then when they come down, you get to keep it as a memento. So if you were thinking about purchasing one, this would make an amazing Christmas present. And there's not, that whole program is just paying for itself. Nobody's making any money off of it. It's not going towards anything else. Like every dollar is going towards those banners and maintaining those banners, getting them up and taking them down. There's so many more that we've got the bridge reconstructions that are happening as well. Park Avenue Bridge, another thing that has has impacted travel into downtown. If you've noticed, it's not there. That's a big project that they got, I believe, a federal transportation grant for. So the Park Avenue Bridge and the 11th Street Bridge are being completely reconstructed to make them more accessible and safe and become more of an element within our community.
Thank you. I was downtown last Saturday night at an event at the convention center, and the lights, amazing. Not just the lights on the convention center, but the lights, the 3 tower lights right on 4th, before you get to the bridge. Just exciting and fun, and just good energy. So I can't wait until the lights on the pedestrian side are, I don't think those were on yet.
Not yet, no,
Yeah.
just the towers are on so far,
Yeah.
and that's just a glimpse as to what it's going to look like. They're going to do more than just kind of fade it in and out of those specific colors right now.
I would encourage anyone that hasn't driven downtown at night lately in Waterloo to take a little ride, because there's some cool, those things are really cool and fun. And I guess unless you work downtown like you, Erin, you get to see them every night when you leave work, right? Since it's dark at 4:45. But for anyone else that hasn't been down there, I would encourage that. I'm going to go back to the chat, and one question was, how much is each banner, the banners that you talked about?
I believe they are $150 each, and they're 2-sided. And like I said, they're up from Memorial Day, that week before Memorial Day through Veterans Day. You can find the information on the Experience Waterloo website, or the Exchange Club of Waterloo is really hosting getting those banners sold and organized.
Great, thank you. Another question, any progress in moving or eliminating businesses that pose negative impressions to visitors?
That's a tough question for me to answer, as I am looking to support small business, and they are in business because they do have people who are supporting them. So that's a really hard question for me to even address, because I don't want to put any business out of business by any means, but I do understand where some negative perceptions come from those. So we're just trying to work with everybody to maybe make any issues that are happening with those businesses, stop those issues, or help with the appearance of the exterior of those properties as well.
Great, thanks. Speaking of businesses, can you mention a few of the pop-ups that are downtown right now? If you mentioned this earlier, I missed it.
I didn't mention specifically who they
Okay.
are, but at 220 East 4th Street, it's the 220 Core property. That is where we have our winter farmers market. So several of the vendors who are at farmers market throughout the summer have come together to create a winter farmers market with baked goods, sweet treats. There's bubble tea, quilts, jams, jewelry, wood crafts. So they've got a little bit of everything, like a little mini farmers market inside, so you can stay warm. We also have Dana Ray, which is that, you know what, I'm going to mess up the address. So I don't want to mess it up, but they're right on East 4th Street as well. And she does like personalized handmade stuff. I know she's got some Santa bags that they can make, like similar kind of a cartoon character of the kiddo that you're doing those for, or mugs and that kind of stuff. She's also hosting some classes, so you can make your own as gifts as well. So some home decor there. One that I'm not counting in my number is the Blacks Building, and the Nelson family are hosting a sale that are kind of part of it. They opened up their sale on Black Friday and are hosting it throughout the holiday season through Christmas, where they have a lot of antiques and some of the great stuff that they've had in storage for years. And it's an opportunity just to go in and see the Blacks Building again. And then on 5th and Jefferson, this is a really cool property that was recently renovated by JSA. It used to be the Brick House, and it's now got a restaurant that we're still looking for a new tenant for, but some new storefronts as well. And right in there on the corner, we have Ladybug Antiques, and she's got a bunch of really amazing holiday decor and antiques that you can go in and check out. And then we have Splash of Pearl right next door to her, and she's got women's clothing and accessories, and she's partnered with and I'm drawing a blank on the vendor name. I'm going to feel horrible about this, but she's partnering with somebody else that has home decor, so candles and your holiday decorations too. So those are the pop-ups that are kind of sprinkled in with our other businesses.
Great, thanks. I still have some shopping to do, so I need to get down there this Saturday.
They've got you covered. I know that. I keep checking on. I'm like, I have to plan my time so that I'm checking on you guys. How's everything going? I need to plan time to shop now.
That's right. I know you mentioned a couple of things that, we as community members can do to help support our downtown, such as volunteer. Other things that maybe you didn't mention that you can think of that we could, besides shopping downtown Waterloo or volunteering, that we could help to support.
Yeah, I mean, definitely just supporting the local business. The second one that would be a huge ask that anybody can help with, that's free, is telling the story and talking about the positive things that are happening. Make yourself aware of the businesses that are down here and how much downtown has to offer, the good things about the events that are happening, and spread that positive message in the story of downtown Waterloo. There are a lot of people who haven't been down here in 10, 20 years, and it's amazing how much downtown Waterloo has changed in that time. And we're encouraging everybody to come back and see what we have to offer.
Great. I don't see any other questions in the chat, but I have one more question for you, Jessica. What are you most excited about in the coming year, 2023?
Well, immediate excitement and what's fresh on my plate is Main Street Waterloo is moving. So we're going to get to move into a new location in January, and we're really excited. We're going to be right across from Lincoln Park, which is going to be great for all of the events we host. So that's kind of that immediate excitement. But other than that, we're going to continue the grant program that I mentioned, and we're working on some partnerships to increase the grant funds that are available. And we're looking to add in a second grant program that's more of a business incentive to help us recruit businesses into downtown. So the work that the Economic Vitality Council is doing, I'm just so proud of and very excited. And it's only going to make a positive impact on downtown and help our businesses. And I just love working with them.
Great, thanks. Lots of great stuff today, Jessica. Thank you so much. Yes, great progress and good news. Well done. It was a chat comment. As we kind of wrap up today, if anyone has any last minute questions, feel free to put those in the chat. But just to kind of let you know what's coming up for our next two Windows on Waterloo, January 4th, Wednesday, January 4th at 11 a.m. will be Billy Bailey from the Grout Museum. And then in February, on Wednesday, February 1st at 11 a.m. will be Dr. Jared Smith, who is the new Waterloo Schools superintendent. So two great programs coming at you after we all make it through the holidays. Good job, Jessica, is another comment in the chat. So yeah. So again, Jessica, thank you for your time and just for sharing all of your knowledge and exciting things that are happening in our downtown. We have so much to be proud of and just so many new and recent things that have enhanced our downtown. So thank you for sharing that with us. And we thank all of you for attending today, continuing to support the Waterloo Community Foundation, an organization that both Erin and I are very proud of, and wish you a great rest of your week. So take care, everyone.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you, Jessica.
Thanks, Jessica.